Right. Namaste, Kulvia, Supraja, and anybody else who might be here. Let's start with the 3 ohms. Keep your belly relaxed. Slow, deep breath in. You can keep the tongue at the roof of your mouth. And when you say Om, let the vibrations come up along the spine. Right, so let's get started. If you like, or it'll be nice if you turn on your videos. You can stay on mute for the time being, but when you wish to speak, you may unmute yourselves, but please keep your videos on so I can see what you are doing. Let's start with the Huffing Technique. First 5 cycles of the Huffing Technique, which means the complete cycle. You take a full breath in, you go huff, let the full breath leave you. Let the full breath leave you. Relax your belly. Without inhaling, huff again. You know the way to do it. So do this the whole cycle 5 times. After 5 cycles, you may do it with the squeezes, though I would prefer you to do it with the Krishna's flute maneuver. I hope you all remember the Krishna's flute maneuver. If anyone doesn't remember, you may ask me and I'll share it with you again. Please start, everyone. The Huffing Technique. And exhale as much as you can. Relax your belly, wait a moment. Exhale again, 3, 4, 5 times, maybe more. And then when it's done, wait a moment, start a new cycle. So do this about 5 times, and then we are ready for the Krishna's flute maneuver. I hope I'm clear. Full breath in. So when you do the huff, try to do it from the lowest portion of your body. Let it move up, number 1. Keep your belly very relaxed. Remember this as well. And after every huff, remember to relax your belly. The more your belly in particular is relaxed, the better results you will get. So please continue with that. I can only see myself and Owain. I don't see anybody else. So please turn on your videos so I can see you. James, yeah. James, how is it going for you? Because you started late and I was a little concerned about how well you've got the technique, how it's working for you.
Yeah, it's going great. I felt really good afterwards yesterday.
Okay, and were you able to throw out any phlegm?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And
great.
continually, yeah, afterwards, yeah.
Okay. So the whole technique is very clear to you. There are no gray areas. There is nothing that you've not kind of understood well.
The way I understand it is relax your stomach, slow, deep inhale, and then exhale it, squeeze it from the base, from your pelvic area all the way up to your head.
Excellent. Perfect. Perfect. So that's the basic technique that you do with the huffing technique. Then you use the same thing with the complete yogic breath. And the third one, which I've introduced last evening towards the end, which is the anulom vilom, if you remember, the alternate nostril. But we'll do that in more detail later. So for now, do your huffing technique, first 5 rounds, just to get your system going. And then with the Krishna's flute maneuver, in the Krishna's flute maneuver, you squeeze at the different chakra levels, starting with the base chakra, then the sacral chakra, then the Manipura would be the solar plexus, the 3rd chakra, then the Anahata, the heart chakra, and then the throat chakra or the Vishuddhi. If you want to go up, you can also try the 3rd eye above the ears, not here, but above the ears. Gentle squeeze over there. You can get a sense of it. Don't do it too hard. Gently. So that's basically, and then up at the Sahasrara if you can. Yeah, so please do this. Come on, James, go. What about the others? Anybody else having any issues? Is everyone else clear? Mutukala, how's it going for you? You'll have to unmute.
So good, sir.
It's going well?
Yeah.
It's all clear?
Yeah.
Are you throwing out any phlegm?
No, sir. No phlegm.
No phlegm? But are you breathing lighter, better, easier?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great. And the whole technique is clear to you?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
think I'm doing it right.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Mutukalaji, no, your exhales have to be longer. Owen, still getting a lot of DMT? I hope you don't exhaust your DMT supplies though. Owen, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I hope you don't create so much DMT that you exhaust all your DMT supplies for the future as well. Don't overdraw.
No.
Okay. And is your belly better? And the pelvic floor, is it less tight than before? Is it easier than before? So as you continue channeling your breath from the Mooladhara up the spine, your Mooladhara will also start becoming easier, more relaxed, and not as tight as before. So it'll happen in the belly area and the Mooladhara, the basic chakra area as well. Please continue. Please go on. Deep breath in. Allow the breath to fill up at the lowest portion in the pelvic area, Mooladhara, and build up all the way up to the shoulders, even higher if you can. And then when you exhale, push from the lowest portion, let it move up the spine if it does. If it doesn't, don't force it, be relaxed about it. And then please do at least 5 cycles of the same with the Krishna's flute maneuver. Remember to squeeze at the base chakra, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, sacral, Manipura, solar plexus, heart, Anahata, and then the Vishuddhi, throat. Then you can move up, if you like, to the third eye or the Agya and the crown or the Sahasrara. So do these squeezes. They are very good for cleansing your nadis, in particular your Sushumna. The more your Sushumna is cleansed, cleared, opened, the better will be your, the faster will be your progress on what we call the spiritual path, spiritual journey. Do the squeezing, do the Krishna's flute maneuver. If you can do it twice a day, though I'm asking you to do only 5 now, the reason I'm asking you to do only 5 is so that you have time to complete the whole thing. Once you have understood and internalized the whole thing, naturally you'll be able to do it all much faster, or you will take less time without going fast. I mean, take your time over it. Even so, it'll happen faster. Yeah, the sound that is coming from some people's throats or chests, lungs, signify some blockages in some part of the lungs. Remember, the lungs are a very large organ in the sense the surface area is almost the equivalent of a tennis court. Sankalp Malhotra ji, how is it going for you? Sankalp Malhotra ji, can you hear me?
Yes sir, राम राम, प्रणाम।
राम राम, राम राम, कैसे हैं आप?
मैं बढ़िया हूँ, आप कैसे?
मैं अच्छा हूँ। कैसे चल रहा है आपका?
ठीक है, फिल्म आ रहा है आज।
फिल्म आ रहा है, निकालिए निकालिए। अच्छा।
हाँ।
And did you do it in the morning as well?
No, today आज मेरे को कहीं जाना पड़ा था अर्जेंट मीटिंग में, तो आज नहीं कर पाया, तो आई एम डूइंग नाउ।
ठीक, करिए करिए। Supraja ji, how's it going for you?
Good, sir. First, I was able to feel one kind of ball rolling up from my spine.
Okay.
But today I'm not able to feel. Maybe after 2-3 practices, maybe I might.
Okay, but there is no discomfort when this happens?
I feel so happy because the way I'm taking my breath after this practice, I can feel difference. Totally clear. That passage is totally clear.
Okay, okay, that's wonderful. Excellent. Very good. Yeah, there was a little bit of noise coming from somebody's microphone, I guess. So I had to mute everybody. Whoever wishes to speak may unmute himself, herself, and then speak. Yeah, so please continue. Do the Krishna's flute maneuver in particular. Yes, Sankalji, looking very closely at me. Are you? I do use a little extra pressure, but then I'm used to it. So don't necessarily copy me.
Never, sir. मेरे को जैसे कंफर्टेबल फील होगा वैसे ही मैं करूंगा, बिकॉज मेरा बीपी शूट अप नहीं करवाना मुझे। मैं टेक्निक को समझ गया हूँ, इसको कैसे करना है। एक तो सिर नीचे नहीं लेकर आना, एकदम सिर नहीं लेकर आना।
ओके वेरी गुड।
हाँ, एक इसको यहाँ से निकालो बस, बस दैट्स इट। पहले फर्स्ट डे आई वाज डूइंग लाइक दिस, ऐसे
नहीं, इसमें एक चीज है इसमें, खाली यहाँ से निकालने से नहीं होगा, बिकॉज लंग्स में बहुत जगह कंजेशन हो सकता है, सो वी नीड टू थ्रो इट ऑल आउट।
वो यहाँ से ही आएगा सर, व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू कि मैं फर्स्ट डे व्हाट आई वाज डूइंग लाइक दिस, वो गलत था। वो चीज गलत है।
ओके, मे बी बिकॉज आई वाज डूइंग इट दैट वे, तो हाँ, इसलिए आपको
तो इसलिए मैं थोड़ा सा इसलिए क्लोज किया पॉज।
अच्छा, ओके, राइट। And Sylvia, how's it going with you, Sylvia?
It's going well. The body really heats up, I find.
Body heats up. But
yeah,
it's not...
And, sorry?
It's not uncomfortable, is it?
No, it's not, but it's... you said to only do the Krishna's... what is it called?
Krishna's flute.
Krishna's flute. Only after the first exhale, and I find I don't have much air left after the first exhale.
Okay, you'll start getting the sense that there is still enough for the flute to play. You'll find that. Okay, but when you do that flute maneuver, the Krishna's flute maneuver, it's a very cleansing feeling that you get, once you do that, especially if you do it all the way up. So cleansing feeling, and then the breath feels much lighter, easier once you've got the whole thing. So try. Doesn't matter if it's not happening, it's only day 3, so no worries. As long as you've internalized the techniques, you know how to use them, and you can continue practicing them over the next, at least 6 weeks, you must continue practicing this for the system to be truly internalized. If you don't do it, then chances are, for example, if you don't do it for a few days, and then if you try to do it again, something might escape your notice. There might be something that you may not remember to do very well. So therefore, regular practice is required. And then, of course, depending on the state of your lungs and how cleansed your nadis are, you may increase, decrease, modulate. Thank you. Please continue. Yeah.
So can you please explain me once again how to practice Krishna's flute, sir?
Oh, very good. Yes. So in the Krishna's flute maneuver, what I suggest is, for example, when you are doing the huffing technique, which is what you are doing now, allow the first huff to go out, take out as much air as it takes. That's gone. Then you relax your belly. Let your belly come back to the original state. And then when you huff again, with that huff, squeeze first at the Mooladhara. Gentle squeeze at the Mooladhara. Internally, it's an internal thing. It's just an internal squeeze. Next, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana. So 1, 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, which is Manipura. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, Anahata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Vishuddhi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you like. That means not here. above the ears, above the ears, not here. And then the crown. Says, if you are comfortable doing that, don't push it very hard. We don't want you coming down with a headache or any discomfort and so on. Start everything gently. The body is happy with it. Body is comfortable. You're getting a good result. Increase pressure little by little. Over time, like me, sometimes you might feel that I'm adding a lot of pressure, and I am, because I can do it. My body can accept it. Is that clear, Suprajaji?
Sir, for the second half, we are squeezing the chakras. After squeezing, we have to huff it out, or we need to hold on
together.
Together. Okay.
Together. So how long you want to hold the huff, how long you want to hold the squeeze is up to you. No need to hold it for very long. No need.
But when we practice the second half, when we are just coming out with the second half, we have to squeeze and come out with the second.
That's
right?
it. That's it. So you squeeze 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's all.
तो जो स्क्वीज है ये
हाँ जी
बेस 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 उस पर रूट चक्रा पर हो जाता है
जी,
ऊपर जो है उस पर हो जाता है, परंतु उससे ऊपर नहीं होता.
हाँ, उसके ऊपर इसलिए नहीं हो रहा होगा बिकॉज अभी आपकी बॉडी थोड़ी वो हो गई है, क्या बोलते हैं, लूज हो गई है बिकॉज ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल एंड सो ऑन. धीरे धीरे हो जाएगा, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. धीरे धीरे होने लग जाएगा.
चक्रा पर हो गया, उससे ऊपर हो गया, उसके ऊपर जैसे नेवल और उसके ऊपर जैसे उस पर नहीं होता.
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं. अभी नहीं होता तो ज्यादा जोर मत करिए, धीरे धीरे होने लगेगी. जैसे जैसे आप अपनी बॉडी को इस प्रक्रिया से जुड़ित करेंगे, होने लग जाएगी.
सर इसमें हफ जो है नाक से करना है या मुंह से करना है इस कृष्णा फ्लूट में?
No, when we are doing the huffing technique, we are using it with the mouth, no problem.
In Krishna flute
also, because in the huffing technique, we are blowing out through our mouth.
Okay.
So we are doing the Krishna's flute is the internal squeeze. जैसे आप फ्लूट के ऊपर उंगली रखते हैं ना, जैसे वैसे आप ये स्क्वीज कर रहे हो अलग अलग चक्रा पे. That's it. Huffing है तो इसीलिए आप मुंह से कर रहे हो. In the second technique, which is the complete yogic
क्रिया,
complete yogic breath,
हाँ yogic breath,
हाँ, उसमें आप स्क्वीज जब अनम्यूट करिए आप संकल्प जी. In the complete yogic breath, you will do the squeeze and you will exhale through the nose.
So उसमें yogic breath में जब exhale nose से करते हैं तो stomach will goes inside.
Yes, थोड़ा तो जाएगा.
थोड़ा जाएगा.
Because that, हाँ, थोड़ा जाएगा. तो जाने दीजिए.
That's why what मैं जो कल फील किया तो वो कपालभाति जैसा फील होता है, जैसे पेट अंदर जाता है हल्का सा.
होने दीजिए. हाँ, होने दीजिए.
वो ठीक हो रहा है ना?
हाँ हाँ, एकदम perfect. No problem with that.
Sir, when I huff, I have a small pain in my throat.
Okay. So is it a new pain or an old pain?
New pain.
So one possibility is कि नीचे में जो कुछ मलबा बलगम जो अटका होगा, शायद वो निकलने की कोशिश कर रही है and it's getting stuck over here. तो यदि if you feel that your throat there is something, you can try to clear your throat. I'm sorry. यदि ऐसा कुछ है तो वैसा कर लीजिए, थोड़ा गार्गल कर लीजिए. और उसके अलावा भी यदि डिस्कम्फर्ट लगता है, बिकॉज हर एक की बॉडी अलग होती है, सो इफ यू वांट यू कैन चेक विथ योर डॉक्टर टू सी क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. In my experience, there is nothing in this technique which can directly hurt your body. There should be nothing. However, हर एक की बॉडी अलग है, हर एक के कंडीशंस अलग हैं. So you have to take enough precautions for your body, listen to your body. So one caution that I give people is, if your body feels uncomfortable, for some time at least stop it. 10 minute रुक जाइए. Try again after 10 minutes. Because things change sometimes in 10 minutes. If it still persists, उस दिन मत करिए. Try again after a day or 2 days. उसमें भी यदि होता है तो फिर थोड़े दिन और छोड़ दीजिए. but don't give it up the first time there is any contraindication. Anything negative, don't give it up the first time. Kuch bhi karne jayenge. Whenever we try anything new, there has to be something, which might cause a little concern. Problem with our human mind is we think too much. We think too much, especially when something is good for us. When something is bad for us, we don't think so much then. Somehow वो thinking उस समय खत्म हो जाती है. But whenever there is anything good happening to us, anything we are doing right, our mind goes on overdrive and starts finding fault, problem, difficulty, etc. So this is a very strange syndrome that happens with the human mind. So we have to learn to beat our mind. अपन को जिंदगी में जीवन में किसी और को beat नहीं करना. If we can beat our minds, we are winners in our lives. Our mind is our biggest enemy until such time as we have made it our friend, ally, slave. Sorry, lamba answer de diya. Sorry. Is that okay, Mutukala ji? Thank you. Right. So please continue. I think we've done enough of the huffing technique. We should do the complete yogic breath. So again, in the complete yogic breath, take the full breath all the way down to the Muladhara in the pelvic region. Fill it up all the way like you fill up a pitcher. Pura upar tak bhariye. Some of you who have learned the Hanuman master breath and you can channel your breath up the spine. While you are filling here, let it channel up the spine as well. If you haven't learned it, don't worry about it. If you are on Facebook, you can join, I'll write it here. You can join a group called the Hanuman Master Breath. Okay. So let me add the name of that group. Hanuman Master Breath. That is the name of the group on Facebook. So if you just do the search, you should be able to come up with it. Otherwise, I will also share the Google form. And if you wish to learn different kinds of breath work techniques that I teach, you may ask, you may fill the form. And when I have that program, you can join the program. Right. So please continue. Complete yogic breath. First 4-5 times, just the normal breath. Allow the breath to move up the spine once, and then second time, third time, fourth time, whatever. 4-5 bar cycle ho jaye. After 4-5 cycles, you may start using the Krishna's flute maneuver. You may do other squeezes also, but whatever else you do, I would request you to do at least 5 cycles of the Krishna's flute maneuver. In all the 3 techniques, minimum, do this much at least every day. It'll help you tremendously with your Sushumna. Opening the Sushumna is in many ways the most vital part of your spiritual journey, in my understanding. So please do that. Slow, deep breath in, fill it all the way up. If you can channel one portion of it up the spine, great. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You can hold that breath for a moment and then allow the exhale from the lowest portion, the base of the spine, or wherever the lowest portion you can sense. Let the breath move up the spine. When the whole breath has moved up, stop, wait a moment, continue with the exhale, same exhale. After 4-5 cycles, you may do the Krishna's flute maneuver. Do at least 5 cycles of that as well. I hope I'm clear. I will not disturb you too much now. Please do your thing. Divya Malikji, how is it working for you?
So it's working nicely.
Working nicely.
Yes.
And you are able to do the Krishna's flute maneuver well?
Yes. Sir.
And after the Krishna's flute maneuver, are you feeling that your breath is lighter, easier? Okay, please continue. Oh, by the way, I tried to, you filled up the form, so I tried to send you a message, but I don't know if it's reached you because I sent you an invitation to the group. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please continue. Smita ji, how's it going for you? Smita ji, can you hear me? Yeah.
It's good. It's going good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Cough nikal raha?
No, actually I have asthma. So after doing sometimes I feel coughing.
Okay.
Because of that only again, yeah.
So when you have that feeling of coughing, that means something wants to come out. So if you
Yeah, I
clear
feel that, yeah, something is stuck here, but it's not coming out.
So if you clear your throat like this, you might throw it out, because I have COPD. COPD is also a lung condition. The reason I have it is for 20 years I smoked 40 cigarettes a day. So I've caused myself a lot of damage. But it's only through all these things that I'm able to continue, somehow do okay. But otherwise I've damaged myself a lot. And I keep going with the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya to expel whatever phlegm may be there. Today again, I feel that the phlegm production has increased. So it goes up and down, but there are times when it's very, very high, very high. So I do this, but I also do what I call the Kapha Dosh Nivaran. So I do a certain breath work which reduces the phlegm production in the body. I will share an article about it in the group, and I plan to share that program, the Kapha Dosh Nivaran program, maybe around the middle of February, I guess, middle of February. I want to share that program. But I'll share it in the group. So if you've given your details in the Google form, then I will add you to the group if I haven't already added you. So that is just to help you, because in asthma also there is a lot of cough phlegm production in the body, in my understanding. Is that right?
No, but now I have the asthma attack mostly. Coughing is very rare. Means phlegm is not coming nowadays.
So is it because you take that inhaler?
Yeah, I'm taking inhaler.
Well, that is up to you, but I prefer the natural way. And
no, I want to do with the natural way. I cannot I cannot take that inhaler so long. So that's why I joined this program, because I am doing yoga with one of the yoga instructor, but still she is not teaching that the technique you are teaching. That lungs purification.
Yeah, because this is my technique. I mean, nobody else knows this. Now, of course, I've shared it with many people, so people may know. But this is a technique that life has, in a way, gifted to me, because I used to do a lot of pranayam, and I realized that the exhales sometimes continue for a very long time. So when I started noticing that, then I started playing with my breath, and I started the squeezing technique, the stop, go, this technique. And I found that when I did this, it helped me expel a lot of phlegm. That is how this Kriya was born. Anyway, so please continue with your breath work. Anybody else? Yeah, slow deep breath in. Now please do at least 5 rounds of the Krishna's flute maneuver with the complete yogic breath. So when you take a full breath, fill up from the lowest portion all the way up, and you really fill up the whole system with the fresh breath, any phlegm that may be anywhere in the lungs starts getting dislodged. So if it's stuck to the walls of the lungs, etc., it starts getting dislodged. And when it starts getting dislodged, it's easier to throw it out, especially with the squeezing, the Krishna's flute, etc. Now, another insight I've had is, in many ways, our Sushumna is the major drain or the major draining channel in the body. So all the malba, all the contaminants, etc., all the toxins, etc., that have to move out of the system have to move out through the Sushumna. If they stay there, it starts creating problems in different parts of the body, different chakras. If there are blockages in different chakras, there are physical problems, there are emotional problems, and there are all other kinds of issues as well. But as your Sushumna opens, as it is cleansed, naturally the chakras also start getting cleansed. A lot of the buried stuff, etc., starts coming out of that. That is why I say Sushumna, opening the Sushumna, activating the Sushumna is in many ways the most important part of your spiritual journey. But it also works for your physical and mental health. So please remember this. Full breath in, hold it for a moment, dislodge anything, any phlegm that may be anywhere. And then exhale slowly. Allow the exhale from the base of the spine. When you feel it's all gone, stop. Wait a moment. Relax your belly. Continue with the squeezes, the Krishna's flute. See, when I was doing this, I think you could hear certain sounds, and they were coming from the lungs because I was pushing it up the Sushumna. And the more that comes out, the better for me, because each time something is thrown out, naturally it helps me breathe better. If I breathe better, everything in my body functions better. Every single thing in my body will function far, far better than it would otherwise if I did not throw it out. So that's the power of the technique of cleansing. Okay, I think we need to move to the last part, which is the Anulom Vilom, or the Nadi Shodhan. You remember? Yesterday, towards the end, I shared this with you. Your thumb, this is how you put your fingers. Your first two fingers are at the base of your thumb. Your thumb blocks the right nostril, and your ring finger blocks the left. Easy movement. Begin by blocking the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Full exhale gone. One more try. Maybe squeeze a little. Maybe, or maybe later. Don't squeeze now. Inhale with the left. Full inhale as much as you can. If you can channel something up the spine, very good. Block the left, out with the right. All gone. Stop. Continue. Again, stop. Continue. Again, stop. Continue. 4-5 times. Continue. Inhale with the right. Full inhale. Block the right. Exhale with the left. Full exhale gone. Stop. Continue. Repeat. All gone. Inhale with the left. Repeat the whole thing. Please continue doing this. I'm going to share something with you. Sorry. Before this, I was talking about the complete yogic breath. Please remember, the complete yogic breath is a great way to overcome any blocked, like when you catch a cold or something and you find your breathing is heavy or you can't breathe. If you do that complete yogic breath, fill up the whole system, exhale from the base of the spine. Very simple. If you do it with the Krishna's flute, even better. But even if you don't do it with the Krishna's flute, do the cycle about 15 times and you will find that your breath has become much easier. So you'll be able to breathe even when you've got a bad cold and breathing is difficult. If it's still a bad cold, repeat this maybe twice or thrice a day. There's no problem. And you'll find when you go to bed, for example, you'll be able to breathe better. You'll be able to actually breathe and sleep better. Sometimes when we catch a cold, our breathing becomes very challenged, especially when we go to bed. That is very, very discomforting, very, very not nice. So if you use this technique and find that you are able to breathe better, you gain so much. Please remember this. Do not forget it. Try it out the very next time you catch a cold and practice this. If you do this regularly, even when you do catch a cold, it will never be a very bad cold that you catch. So you can utilize this anyways. Yes. Smita, do you have a question?
No, sir.
Okay. So please continue. Anulom Vilom. Now, please do the Anulom Vilom or the Nadi Shodhan with the squeezes. Out with the left. Stop. Out again. Squeeze. In with the left. Block the left. Out with the right. All gone. Stop. Relax the belly. Continue. Squeeze. Krishna's flute. Sorry. Shekhawat ji, how's it going for you? कुछ कफ निकल रहा आपका? With the
I am doing gently. I am not doing with force, but I am feeling slightly better.
Slightly better. Very good. इसको रोज करिएगा और हो सके तो दिन में 2-3 बार भी कर लीजिएगा. इससे आपकी नाड़ियां शुद्धि होगी. आपका आपका सुषुम्ना धीरे धीरे खुलेगा. जहां सुषुम्ना खुलना शुरू होगा, बहुत सारी विकृतियां, डिफिकल्टीज, ब्लॉकेजेस क्लियर होने लग जाएंगे आपके अंदर. उन्हीं से आपके हेल्थ में बहुत बड़ा फर्क पड़ने लग जाएगा.
I'm not doing this हाथ जो हाथ के साथ मेरे force
हाफ मत करिए. हाँ, मत करिए. दैट इज ओके. बट आप कंप्लीट योगिक ब्रेथ और अनुलोम विलोम विद द कृष्णास फ्लूट, विद द कृष्णास फ्लूट ये करिए. Thank you. Right. James, haven't spoken to you for a little while, so let me get your feedback. Please unmute.
Yeah, I'm getting some clarity. Just a slight discomfort in my right lung.
Some discomfort.
Yeah, just some tension. But I just breathe through it. It doesn't hurt. It just
Okay.
seems like
Yeah.
something's in my lung.
Okay. And when you do the huffing, etc., does it kind of dislodge? Or even when you take a full breath, see, when you fill up the breath, at the pelvic area, the lower abdomen, upper abdomen, all the way up, fill it all up, stay relaxed, keep your belly very relaxed, stay very relaxed. When it's full, if you hold that breath for a moment or 2 moments, some of whatever is there in the lungs will start getting dislodged. And then as you breathe out, for example, with the complete yogic breath up along the spine, and then when you do the Krishna's flute maneuver, you will start feeling like I do sometimes, when I clear my throat. Some of it will come out. So please try that. And the more you are able to throw out, the lighter will be your breath, easier will be your breath. And of course, you'll get many other benefits. And I don't know if you filled out the Google form, but if you would like to stay connected, please fill it out so I can add you to the group. And then you'll know about my future programs, number one. Number two, I keep sharing articles, pieces on breath, particularly sometimes about the mind. You'll get a hint, or you'll get an understanding of some of those things might add to your perspective. So you might want to do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Fulvia, how's it going for you?
Yes, very good. I started to get the hang of the Krishna's flute. I can feel the energy going up a lot more. Yeah. And I wanted to ask about the full yogic breath. Do you empty the lungs completely at the end on the exhale, or just the neutral?
Yeah. So the more you are able to empty your lungs and the more you are able to fill your lungs, the better. But without too much discomfort. I do not want you to empty to the extent that you start gasping for breath or something. I do not want you to fill up your lungs with so much fresh breath that you start hurting somewhere. No, but a comfortable full, a comfortable empty.
And same with the anulom vilom.
Same with anulom vilom. Yes,
yeah.
Same.
Thank
but
you.
every time you do get a full breath in, every time you do that, it is going to help to dislodge something that may be stuck somewhere in the lungs. That is for sure. And then as you allow your breath to move from the base of your spine up along the spine, it'll start finding a way out. Like I was explaining a little while ago, in many ways, your sushumna is like the major drain in your body, drainage system. That is where all the impurities, etc., need to come out through. So,
I also wanted to share. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. So if the sushumna is blocked, that means the impurities, the toxins are not moving out, and that is what creates all the difficulties and imbalances in our lives. Yeah. So go on.
Yes, I wanted to share about the full yogic breath, that I do it very slowly at night with the breath hold, like you said here, and it's very good for asthma relief, I find, in the middle of the night, to do a few full breaths, and then it passes for the rest of the night.
That is right, yeah, which is what I was explaining a little while ago when I said if you catch a cold or something and you find it's difficult to breathe, that complete yogic breath, 15 cycles of that, just channeling it up and down, with or without the Krishna's flute. With the Krishna's flute, it will be even more powerful. So please do that. Excellent. Thank you so much, Fulvia. I'm sorry, I'm spelling too much today, but that is good. Okay. Right, anyone else? Any questions? We are probably into the last few minutes of our, it's 7 almost. So if anyone has any questions, any doubts, you may ask me now, or you may fill out the Google form, and I'm sharing it once again. Fill in your details. I'll connect with you. If you ever have any questions about your breath, especially breath work that I've shared with you, you are welcome to ask me, connect with me. I'm usually careful about responding to everyone's posts or comments or requests. So we can end for today, and we'll do our 3 ohms before we sign out. Slow, deep breath in, belly very relaxed. So if you feel the vibrations, that's beautiful. If you don't, you will start feeling the vibrations as your nadis become more cleansed. I have shared, those who have shared their details, I've sent them a video about belly breathing. So please watch the video, practice belly breathing. It's a great way to become deep relaxed. When you are deeply relaxed, your parasympathetic nervous system becomes more active. You come out of your sympathetic nervous system. I haven't spoken too much about that here so far because my focus was on the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, but that is a very integral part of what I share. The more we are in the PNS, the parasympathetic nervous system, the more relaxed, easier, healthier wellness we experience. So please practice the belly breathing technique shared, and keep in touch. Thank you all, and all the best.
So Google
Namaste.
form, I have not received the Google form.
You've not received? Achha.
No, it is not in the chat, on the chat.
It's in the chat. It's in the chat. No?
No.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Maybe I've made a mistake somewhere. Okay. Maybe I was just sending it to one person. Have you got it now?
One second.
Is it there?
One second.
Yeah, please check.
Yes, it's in the chat now.
So the mistake I was making earlier was, I think I wasn't saying to everyone, and I was sending it to somebody in particular for whatever reason.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am trying to fill up the form. अगर नहीं हुआ, तो मेरे को please add कर लीजिए.
Yeah, I'll add you. Sure.
ठीक है? You have my details ना?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Namaste. All the best. Bye-bye.
I'm interested in more about
Sorry?